All right, I want to start off by giving all praise, all honor, and all glory to Kol Haloyim La Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rachak, with us with the thumb. I want to say double honors to my apostles, the elders in the great millstone who teach and do rule well. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and the freedom to do so, now more so than ever. Shalom to the Akim and the Akwat out there listening and learning. Lord willingly, this is edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations, but whom subscribe to this truth. To you I say shalom. This is your brother Yahweh Sab out of the GMS Cleveland Church, a fellow servant, coming at you with another lesson through the Spirit and through the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. This lesson is in regards to, it's a personal testimony in regards to subjects took place today. And, the scriptures say, and the truth shall set you free, and that's how I know this is the truth, Kol Haloyim La Yahweh Shem Yahushai. I was blessed with this glorious light, because you have a lot of especially our nation, not just, the heathens or Esau Edom or, the other nations, because basically they're Babylonians, but you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, West Indians, and Haitians that are pretty much engulfed in this system, this way of life, that have taken on the customs of this devil. This is more so, it's for you to wake up out of deep sleep. Scriptures talk about knowing the time that it's high time to wake out of sleep. Because there's so many things going on in regards to prophecy. But not to digress, I'm a little bit all over the place because I'm frustrated. But at the end of the day, also, it's beautiful, again, to see truth. So basically, I got a pet, a beast. And I went and purchased the beast, a couple of items, for his sanity and mine, you get what I'm saying? And I was gonna go to actual buy brand new, and through the Spirit, I'm like, let me jump on Facebook Marketplace. So I jump on Facebook Marketplace and I see two sellers. Well, I saw three. So I was trying to get him a cage and a treadmill. That's what inspired all of this. I wanted him a bigger cage because every time he get out the cage, he's stretching, So I keep him in a cage because he kind of energetic and high spirited. So, you got a lot of, like a lot of spunk. So got to keep him locked in and sit his ass down. So long story short, I'm like, I'm gonna get him a bigger cage. So I seen one online and something had happened where I told her I was gonna see her in the morning, but then it was another seller with another cage. It wasn't as big as the first person, but nonetheless, it was brand new. They say like brand new, if it's been open. Although the first cage I bought him, because I got a cage, I just wanted a bigger one. The first one I bought him, it was pretty much in the box still. So you can sometimes look up like that. Through this one, she was like brand new. I think she said it was new, but off the drip, this bitch literally was getting smart, But, that ain't just, the nigga woman. That's the Babylonian woman. You get what I'm saying? And, it's a little thing that go on within the brotherhood. You got some brothers be like, well, they like this particular woman, that like that particular woman. But the scriptures say all of them, are pretty much wicked. That's what, Ezra say the woman is wicked, the king is wicked, And then what's that? He said, I found one, in the book of Ecclesiastes, I think it was like 7. He said, Solomon pretty much says, out of 1,000 women, he found none. He said, out of 1,000 men, I found one, but out of 1,000 women, I found none. But Salakia, not to digress. So pretty much, she get smart. She say some little smart comments. I just reinforce the fact. I'm like, you said it's this much, or it's this many inches long. Is that so? So she like, that's what it say. So I'm like, okay, I bite my tongue, you know what I mean? Like certain little shit, you know, you're gonna have to have thicker skin, you know. And we as men, we gotta be less emotional because we about to see a lot of things that could break an emotional individual. You know, you're gonna have people that we know land before us, you know, the Lord gonna take out people we know. You get what I'm saying? And you gotta have that mindset and that spirit. Well, if they not serving the Lord, well, fuck them. You know, the Lord's creating a cold spirit on us. But so I didn't say nothing. You know, registered it, but I'm like, you know, just get what I need because you know you gotta move with wisdom, be circumspect. So anyhow, so it was 3 people. Like I said, it was 2 ladies with cages, and then there was a guy. He had a treadmill. So all of them stay in the same area. So he like, you know, obviously he a worker. He like, I'm like, what's the best time to come get this? He like, oh yeah, 8 or better, you know. And I'm like, well, so we worked on the time. I'm like, I'll come about 9. So I tell this bitch, I'm like, I'm gonna come at 9. She like, okay. So at 7:50, I'm texting like, okay, boom, I'm about to be on my way. She never respond. The Edomite man, he up and okay, you know all that. Give me the address. So I get out there, and then I text her. I copped it because I told them, I'm like, I gotta check out. She was like, she had a time to be somewhere at a certain time. And I'm like, okay, cool. My plan is to check and make sure this thing worked, and then I'm around the corner to you. And y'all like 5 minutes apart. Oh, boom. I get the item. I check and make sure it worked. You know, we load it in the car. So then I text her. She doesn't respond. I'm like, fuck it. I jump on the freeway. I jump on the freeway, and in the midst of me jumping on the freeway, it's about like a half an hour that passed. I'm on the freeway, and then I don't know if I called the first lady or the used one. I don't know if I called her first or she called me, but no, better yet, the first lady, she had one that was a little bit more expensive. The foul mouth Edomite bitch, you know, she had one that was a little cheaper, you know what I'm saying, and supposed to be brand new. So I'm like, okay, but then like I said, since she ain't answering, I'm like, fuck it. I think I called the first lady, like, okay, the one that was a little bit more expensive. I'm like, okay, well, boom. I was supposed to get this one for $70, but, you know, the lady ain't never answered, so, you know, I got $70, or I could come back a little bit later and give you what you asked for. She said, I got a one for $70. So, in the midst of doing all this, I jump off the freeway and turn back around. So, in the midst of me going to the lady that pretty much was the first lady with the more expensive cage, but ended up working out a deal where she had one that was cheaper. The other lady that I originally was supposed to meet with this guy that I got the treadmill from, she texts back like, okay, this is good timing and all this. So I don't say nothing at first, but I'm headed back that way anyway. So, you know, I'm like, okay, I'm on my way. So then just the spirit jumped on me like, just go ahead and let her know. Now, I'm not obligated to shit. You know, as a buyer and a seller. The seller is, you know, out of morals, people, you know, disclose this and all that. But, you know, that's why you got the whole as is situation where you buy it as is. You know, you ain't gonna really get you only gonna get a warranty from a dealer. And a lot of dealers don't even give you a warranty. Especially those, you know, those little cheap lots. So, boom. The spirit, like, normally I would have been like, fuck her. But if spirit jumped on me, go ahead, let her know. So I text her, I said, I'm coming back your way. But before I stop to see you, I'm gonna stop and see this other lady, because she got one that's cheaper. And then I'll, you know, let you know. So she started texting, like, oh, that's cool. You know, we're only 5 minutes away from each other. She was like, but mine's is brand new. Man, these people can't drive. She's like, mine's is brand new. And yada, yada, yada. So she like, then she keep doing texting, like messaging, talking about some, yeah, see, you seem like a scammer. She's just saying little shit over and over, so to the point where I bid on it. And I'm like, well, hold up. I'm like, scammer. I'm like, lady, I've messaged you a multitude of times. It's not my fault that you pretty much It's not my fault that you pretty much chose not to be on about your business and answer the phone, whatever the fuck you had going on. So this Edomite bitch get to talking about, yeah, well, I don't have all day to wait on you people, and getting this free money, this tax money. You know what I mean? So she started going in, and I'm like, for a minute, I'm taken aback. I'm like, this bitch for real? Like, bitch had like a temper tantrum because, that took place. I'm like, for real? I'm like, hold on. I'm like, damn, you like, wait, spazzing out as if like you having withdrawals. No, at first I said, you know what? I say, it's funny, you ain't had no problem trying to get this little tax money. She was like, oh yeah, you got hard-working Americans got to work for the money. And I'm thinking to myself, knowing, like she said, she was throwing like a temper tantrum because, bitch, how do you think anybody get taxes? You got to pay into taxes. And then, you got people that can get it because of the children, but, for the most part, people that get those big tax money is because they pay taxes. Now, it's, pretty much set up, like these people are set up to keep the economy going. All that extra money the government gives them, because they already know people that's impoverished are going to spend money. That's what the whole point of that shit is. It's like stimulus. But anyhow, I'm like, damn, bitch, you cussing me out as if, you having withdrawals or something. So she say some little more smart shit, and then finally she blocked me. But the point of it is, I was thinking, I'm like, well, damn, what would possess me? Why would I go get a used? And the funny part is, when I go see this other bitch, I don't know what the one that got smart looked like, but the other one that I bought the cake from, it was her and this old Edomite, and they looked like they was on heroin, you know what I mean? Like, so it made me laugh, like, wait, the only one that didn't look like they was on drugs was the Edomite dude, the one that I bought the treadmill for. But the point I'm making is how Esau is stressed out and fucked up, and when he gets angry, he truly shows you how he feels or what he thinks of you. Scriptures talk about he's gonna come down with great wrath. So when going through this situation again, it made me think about a few different scriptures, and like say hopefully, Lord willing, this is exhorting or edifying. But scriptures talk about never trust thine enemy, which I believe I have on deck. It's the book of Ecclesiasticus, or the book of Sirach, chapter 12, and the point is verse 10, and it reads, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. It says, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust hath not been altogether wiped away. Verse 12, set him not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take the seat. Lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at last remember my words and be pricked therewith. Verse 13, who will pity a charmer that is bitten with a serpent, or any such as come nigh wild beasts? So, that scripture is going into, never trust thine enemy, because as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Iron, natural attribute is it rusteth. And, so that's just the nature of iron. And pretty much Esau is created to be the wicked. That's the nature of the devil. It says, though he cleaned himself up, and appear to be a particular type of way, appear to be righteous, he calls himself white, which when you go into the word white, an adjective of white is pure, holy, but this man is nothing of the sort. He's the wicked on earth. And, that's why it says never trust, because you're supposed to remember, the things that this devil has done to your nation. But 2/3 of our people forget these things, It says, don't sit him at thy right side, because he will basically try to overthrow you. It make me think of the book of Esther, with Artaxerxes and Haman, and how Haman, when you go into the Apocrypha of it, it talks about how pretty much Haman was trying to, basically take Xerxes out, So, just made me, that came to mind. Then it says, who will pity a charmer that's bitten by a serpent? Makes you think of that story, the Aesop fable about what is it, the snake and I think it's the duck or the snake, and it's some kind of animal where the snake couldn't get over the pond, and pretty much I think it was a duck or it was some kind of animal, and pretty much the animal like, oh no, I ain't about to take you over there, but the snake like, oh no, I'm not gonna sting you, I'm not gonna bite you, and he fall a victim to it. And then in the midst of the duck swimming across the pond, the snake bite him. And he like, well, why would you do that? At the end of the day, he said, now we both gonna drown. And the snake say, well, it's in my nature. And that's Esau Edom. This man's nature is to corrupt everything. Like, look at how corrupted the world is. Like, when you look at the state of the world, it really is pathetic and sad. Like, the pride of that bitch. And the craziest part about that whole scenario, I thought about it to show you how the Lord even testing and tempting us. The bitch gave me her address. I had the bitch address, and I was in the midst of texting her like, you know what? It's funny because I'm like, you are really a stupid person. Like, you Babylonians are stupid because, bitch, I got your address. You know what I mean? But I'm like, at the same time, I'm not about to come over there. I mean, I don't got time to waste with trash. But she had already, deleted the post and deleted me. So, but it was just funny to me. Like, it made me think of, again, when these Edomites pretty much, lose everything, how they gonna come after Jake, because their true nature is gonna come out. They're gonna show you what they think and how they feel. These people hate you. It's gonna be, that Esau trying to kill Jacob. And it was funny because, like I said, like I told the Edomite bitch, I'm like, you ain't had a problem trying to get the tax money when you thought you was gonna get the sale, but after the fact, when you see, you can't get it, go back to Africa. Or she didn't say go back to Africa, she said go back to your country. I'll wait till the Lord bring me back in my country. You know what I mean? This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, or the book of Sirach, chapter 13, and let's start at verse 3. The rich man hath done wrong, and yet he threatened with oath. The poor is wrong, and he must entreat also. Verse 4. If thou be for his profit, he will use thee, but if thou have nothing, he will forsake thee. So yeah, Esau fuck with Jake when they can profit off of it, and even they'll take advantage of Jake. But for the most part, he not gonna fuck with you. He gonna either and it's funny because I was gonna try and get this truck, and it's looking good. I looked under it, Now that's what's saved me, because I looked under it the day before, and then I came back because it was just a whole misgroup. It's a whole situation, and that was probably the Lord letting me know, like, fuck that truck then. But it was just showing you the deceitfulness of Esau, because they told me like as is, and I'm like, well, most places do as is, so I'm not surprised. I ain't expecting to get it. It was off a lot that actually had high-end cars, but they had it marketed on Facebook Marketplace. So I'm like, okay, it was a truck. It's a motherfucking F-250 with a plow on it, and 76,000 original miles. So and I go to the lot and I'm like, well, do y'all got this vehicle in inventory, and can I see it? So I'm looking, and the lady that they got me dealing with, she up there like, well, let me look in the system. And she like, no, it ain't in the system. She like, this. So finally, I'm like, okay, boom. So they like, they ain't got it. So I leave, and I'm like, why don't you be better? Because I'm like, I can see if I just popped up here looking at Facebook Marketplace, somebody told me to come up here and y'all had it. So I'm like, maybe you should take that off there. And I'm jumping in the car and she runs out there. Oh yeah, we do got it. So a guy come out, he like, yeah, it's down there. So I go look at it. So, I look under it, it's rust. We in Ohio, so we get, winters and, they use salt, so it fucked up the vehicle. But nonetheless, it had rust, but just superficial rust, If you know something about cars, as long as the frame ain't rusted, certain components ain't rusted, you're going to get rust because of where we at. But, so she's supposed to go get the keys. We go get the keys. They go to start it. The motherfucker ain't start. So I'm like, man. So she like, let me go see. Maybe it needs his jump. And I'm like, well, I'm about to go take care of something else. So she's like, you can't wait around? And I'm like, well, I ain't got time to wait for you to give it a jump. It should have already had a jump, These Edomites acting like Jake, for real. Like 2/3 Jake. Jake was on that shit more than Esau. So anyhow, boom. I leave, and I was going to go to this other lot and get this other truck. But that had real rust, I stepped on the foot bracket that you use to jump up in the truck, and the motherfucker broke. I'm like, oh no, what I mean? I look up under there, you can see the rust is, it was really rusty. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna come back, because, I'm gonna come back. So she like, okay, cool. So I go back up there. I have a brother take me because I'm thinking in my mind, because she took a video of it, see it's running, it's sounding good, music playing. I'm like, okay, boom. I'm like, they worked out a good deal, give me such and such, and you could drive off with it today with the tag and title and everything. I said, oh shit, yeah, the Lord blessing. Then boom, I get there, we look up under the truck, and they got like some red things tied up under the truck. That's part of the exhaust, and I'm like, boom. I look under there again, and I see a big ass puddle of fluids. So I call her, I'm like, I'm out here. She like, oh, let me come out here with the guy, and we're gonna tell you what he did. So I'm like, okay. But then they taking it's like 5 minutes past through the spirit. I'm like, we gone. So I call her back. The brother like, he would have just left. But I'm like, no, I'm gonna give her that because the simple fact is make the bitch look stupid because you knew what the fuck it was. You might have not knew about that vehicle, but y'all knew about something. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you'd have kept it straight and 100, you know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, it need this, it need that. I might have still would have dealt, you know what I mean? Okay, but you trying to do some old fugazi type of smooth, slick shit. So fuck y'all. And that's just Esau nature. So, they'll be polite to you when they see that they can give you some money, or I mean, not give you some, but get some money out of you, you know what I mean? But in their mind and their heart, they feeling like that Edomite bitch was. Go back to your country. You know what I mean? So, like I said again, through the spirit, these devils is going to turn up on Jake. And the sad part is Jake, what's that, in the book of Jeremiah chapter 2, while Truman's thy ways to seek love, you forsaking the laws and statutes of our Heavenly Father, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, to try to be in sync and in league with this devil that's only going to get you destroyed. So, again, we approaching very, very serious times. And the closer we get, the more violent, you're going to see in the earth. The book of 2 Timothy chapter 3 shows and tells you that. Because the Lord is pretty much preparing the earth for Jacob's trouble. Jeremiah chapter 30 verse 7. But it also reads in that same chapter, but the just, or he, I believe is worded, but he shall be saved. Yeah, I believe is worded, he shall be saved. And who is the he? The he is his elect, the elect of the nation of Israel. So if you're a so-called black, Hispanic, Native American, Seminole Indian, West Indian, or Haitian, I implore you to come back to the laws, to the statutes, and to the commandments of your power, whose true name in the Hebrew is Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, or you will be destroyed. And with that, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to call Elohim La Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Kodash Barakatham. I say double honors to my apostles, the elders of the great millstone, teach and do rule well. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and the freedom to do so, now more so than ever. Shalom to the Akim and the Akwat out there listening and learning, Lord willingly, this is edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad, and other nations appearing like the other nations, subscribing to this truth. To you, I say shalom. Till next time I'm able to come with another lesson, say shalom, shalom, and Kwam Yasharallah.